You're watching Maximizing Moments with Lakia Johnson, and I just stopped by to encourage you and let you know that God wants to heal you so we can see the real you. I thought about my dad this morning as soon as I woke up, and I thought about how he really, really deep down had a desire to be a politician. Nobody really knew it. He never really talked about it, but he loved CNN. He loved to talk about politics, anything that had anything to do with politics. He absolutely loved it. Now, he was a cafeteria manager for years. And I remember I sat him down as I went to college, got my bachelor's degree. I talked to him and I said, Dad, if you could have went to school, what would you have went to school for? And he said, politics. And I said, I knew you would have. I knew, because our TV stayed on CNN. It stayed on C-SPAN. And it for him, that was just every day, all day. That's the only two channels that he watched. News. Anything political, he absolutely loved it, consumed it. But he worked for years as a cafeteria manager. And when I sat back and began to talk to him as he was dying, he began to talk to me about experiencing poverty and not being able to eat. Do you know that him not being able to eat is why he spent years in a profession that he didn't want to be in? He had never been healed. He had never, ever been healed of not being able to eat as a child. And so he spent his life making sure that other people did eat. But was that really his passion? No, that was his place of hurt. That was his place that he needed to be healed in. What would he have been if he had been healed? And so I'm just encouraging you this morning to not spend your whole life using a profession to heal you, focusing on an area that really, if you had been healed, you would have never even pursued. It would have never even been something you really wanted to do, because what's really in you is covered up and masked over by the hurt. And so I encourage you this morning to ask God to heal you so that your hurt doesn't misdirect you and have you running after something that's really not your passion, but it's really your pain.